Welcome live here to Racing Hotspot Weekend Roundup. It is March 9th, 2015. Good to have you back.
Back in the studio.
I heard you're leaving us to go down south in a couple weeks or something like that.
Yeah, it'll be for 2 shows tops.
Oh, okay, then that's nothing bad.
Yeah, no, I'm only going 2 weeks.
Okay, because I know last year you went and it was like, for now the 6th consecutive week, we're going to have him on Google, which last week we had...
I'd like to just stay down there.
Well,
Especially after this winter.
Well, last week we had so many tech problems. You'll see the show. It's like an hour and a half and 30 minutes of it is, you there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And by the way, you know what it was? There was a thing on my telephone pole that wasn't supposed to be put on there. Something, a distributor or something. They came and fixed it this morning. So that won't happen again. It was happening every night at the same time. And they claimed that the reason why was because at that hour, that's when people are signing on. And that's when you start seeing the fade. Because there was too many people. Basically, they had too many houses on one dividing unit. So they fixed it this morning. And it does appear to be fixed. So I give them that.
Well, worst case scenario, we got the 4G to work, which I know that used a lot of...
No, not really.
Well, actually, no. Out of 100, that's not bad. Anyways, moving on. Show lineup here. We're rambling already. Motorsports in 60, then Supercross. We'll talk about NASCAR, then we'll take a break and the quick part of the show. The Points Championship and the final lap. This is the last short show of this year, I guess, or the beginning part, because next week when we start bringing Formula 1 back, then the weekend after, I think also next weekend, the weekend after we do Sebring, and IndyCar comes back on, a Rallycross thing comes on, and then we're in the swing.
I don't know if I had told you, but I do officially have Embassy Sports, which is good because apparently a lot of stuff is going to be airing on it in the second half of the season.
Yeah. So here we go, Motorsports in 60, one topic, literally one topic. 60 seconds is on the board.
Do you need me to go?
Sure. The Boyd Gaming 300 was raced at Las Vegas Motor Speedway on Saturday. I saw a little bit of it. You probably watched the whole thing because you have DVR. Here's the top 5. Finishing 5th was Chase Elliott. Denny Hamlin finished 4th. Regan Smith finished 3rd. Ryan Blaney finished 2nd. And Austin Dillon won the race. Great job by Austin. He dominated that race. Congrats to Austin.
Actually, if you look at my notes, congratulations on an outstanding domination, Austin Dillon and team.
Never mind, I dip. 20 seconds on the board. For those of you who just coming in this season, the last couple weeks, it was he being an Austin Dillon naysayer.
Well,
so that's why
everybody remembers last year he ruined Kyle Busch's chances of a championship. It was an accident, but doesn't mean I can't be upset about it.
Alright, real quick here, Supercross was raced at Daytona. They tore up the infield grass, the tri-oval grass.
Didn't see it.
Yeah, they've been doing it for a couple years now, and what they'll do is they'll raise it up probably about a foot or so, this way it doesn't touch the grass, because as you know, they have other things going on. This year they had the mounds of dirt for the corners and stuff, but the straightaways were the pure grass. And toward the end of the 450...
What do you expect?
Well, at the end of the 450 main event, that grass was not green anymore. It was.
No, I used to ride a 250, and that had crazy power. I can't even imagine a 450.
Well, it amazed me. I'm like, how is Joey Chitwood letting this happen? The grass is being torn up, and they have motorcycles there in a couple weeks, and that's on TV.
Yeah, but that's on the track, though, not the grass.
No, I know, but appearance.
That's easy. Bring in some sod, and you'll never even know it was gone.
Okay. Here's the podium from the 250 Supercross. Finishing 3rd was Jeremy Martin. 2nd was Justin Bogle. And they said this guy's name on Fox the other night. I heard it, forgot it. I'll still say it the way I was. Marvin Musquin won the race.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I think they said it in a different way. And usually when they say it on Fox, I pick up on it. And that's the way I'll go with it. But I missed it. For the 450 Supercross, or the Cup Series, if you're comparing it to NASCAR, here's the 3rd place finisher, Blake Baggett. What'd you say? Baggett?
Yeah.
Okay. Finished third. Eli Tomac finished second, and Ryan Dungey won the race. Also, something on the topic of Supercross, we got this little guy. I don't know if you guys see him. He is basically, a die-cast version of Chad Reed's.
As a 450?
Mm-hmm. So when we get more die-casts other than NASCAR, we'll move him up to the top.
They've come so far. I was looking at, there's a thing out there called Sprocket List, where they sell them.
Yeah.
And I can't even believe, like, a little 80s. I don't know, Dad, if you remember when I wanted the 80, and we had that deal, but I didn't wind up with the 80 because Mom didn't feel it was safe. They were $800. Do you know what they go for now? $3,600.
For an 80?
$3,600 for a little 80. Well, yeah, because it's a stepping stone.
Jeez.
You put a kid on an 80, he gets good enough, then you throw him on a 250. Or a 125 to a 250 to a 450.
I'm curious to know. See. Keep going. Talking.
Give me a mid-show research.
Yeah, why not? It makes us
Because
better
it
than...
takes
That's
up
gonna be about
time.
$5. It's gonna be about $5,000.
Oh. Yeah, we'll just go... Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 4,500. That was used.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, so yeah, I'm planning on expanding our little die-cast field. Maybe getting rid of the truck and the Xfinity and having a cup, like a sports car, Indy car. You know what I mean? And then he would.
I have an old Indy car. Unless you're gonna get a new one.
Well,
You'd have to dust it though. It's been
The old-
sitting on the top of my display case since '03, I think.
the old Indy car could do for now, because right now we got nothing.
It's kind of more or less got.
This is the Indy cars we
I
have
don't
now.
know, 12, 13 years of dust on it.
Is that the style of Indy car?
Pretty much it.
Okay. So
It's the 03 Indy, like as in from the track
Mm.
with the 03 on it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I remember. I think I've seen that. Anyways,
It needs to be cleaned up, and you can handle that part.
Anyways, now to NASCAR. We'll go over the top 5, then we'll go back to the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series notes that you have. Here we go. Top 5 from the Cobalt Tools 400. I caught probably the last 15 laps of this race. I was out and about yesterday. Here's the top 5. Finishing 5th, Denny Hamlin. Dale Earnhardt Jr. finished 4th. Ryan Newman finished 3rd. Martin Truex Jr. finished 2nd. And Kevin Harvick won the race. From what I heard, he had a dominating run in the
Second half.
second half.
Yeah, I thought it was actually a pretty quiet race, all in all. But it's just the only real note I have on it, being honest. Jeff Gordon just can't catch a break. When he got the pole, Danica wipes out in front of him. Not her fault, but he got caught up in it, and if you saw it, there was nowhere for him to go. As good as he is, he wasn't stopping that from happening. She managed to keep the car. He did not. So he started all the way at the tail end of the field. But in the beginning of the race, he was coming through the field like wildfire. I mean, he really looked like he was just angry about being all the way in the back and wanted nothing less than a win. And then, unfortunately, as you may know or may not know because you didn't see it, you need a DVR.
Hey.
He got some pretty heavy damage, as well as Johnson.
Yeah, I heard about Johnson.
They both had good cars. It's a shame. And Logano, I was surprised to see where he finished because I would say if there was any dominating, first half of the race, he had it. I mean, every time they restart, he was gone. Actually, if you look at my notes, it says, what is he running, a supercharger? Because as soon as they would go, the flag would wave, he'd just have a 6-car length by the time they got to the second turn. It was like, whoa. Inspect that car as soon as it's off that track. But he didn't finish high enough for them to bother.
Yeah.
But all in all, no, like I said, clean race overall. And good job on Kevin Harvick's part, without a doubt.
Before we go to the...
And the burnout was incredible, by the way.
Yeah, I did catch that.
You did catch that.
Yeah, I caught that part. Before we go to the Xfinity Series, which I have a couple of notes mentally, but the Cup Series, the Edwards-Kane situation. How do you feel about that? The way I saw a replay of it, just looks like...
Rewind me.
Okay, so Edwards got into Kane, and then they were claiming that Kane almost wrecked him, or Edwards tried to wreck him, or something in turn 2. Do you remember that?
No,
Edwards said he was sorry.
Yeah, no, Edwards apologized. I'd show you, but, we could possibly get copyrighted.
Edwards put him up against the wall. He just took him right up, side by side, right up against the wall.
Was it a spotter issue where he just didn't know he was there? Or?
Hold on.
Didn't explain it. He just apologized for it. He said it was his fault. I'm very sorry. Whether he just didn't see him or what, I don't know.
I'm gonna get fancy.
It was very bang. But then they come back down. They went together again, but it didn't look like they were doing anything. Trying to hit each other. It was just they just did.
Give me a second. I'm bringing it up. We're gonna watch it without them seeing it. Sorry, guys.
Can I shut this off?
No. I have that going, and I'll bring up it over here. Sorry, guys. YouTube. Yes, YouTube. So, just give it a second. But apparently, I heard it on the radio. I caught it in afterwards. The wreck had already happened. Edwards was actually being interviewed, and they had talked about it. And I was like, "What happened?" And then I saw the video today, and they were people were saying how it was intentional, and they got into each other. But the way you look at it, I think Edwards' description was the best. He got sucked up. They went into the wall, and then something happened in turn 2 where Edwards wiggled up in the can and spun.
Kane spun or Edwards?
Edwards did. Okay, here we go. No sound, because copyright.
What would it take to...
Oh, you're watching there, not out.
Not there. Out here, yeah.
What would it take to fix that?
What, the copyright? I'm not sure.
You have to get permission.
Yeah. So...
I did see that, but I don't think I was paying enough attention to really... So I was working, too, at the same time. So I'm almost as bad as you.
So, here we go. The replays coming up. Give it a second. So...
If you want my opinion, it's the new...
Please fill us in here.
It's the new cars. When they get side by side, they just seem to like draw them together.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Hold on. So there's the initial hit. Then Kane came down, and I think that was just him running his line. Truex went to go 3 wide, and then Kane either slammed the door, or I'm not even sure. It kind of looked like a racing incident.
Yeah, it looks pretty simple to me. I mean, from our point of view. Sure, it wasn't exactly simple from Carl's point of view.
Yeah, Carl even apologized that we could... Well, no, we couldn't. He apologized, and in his... What?
Jamie, what about the 5 group?
Man, they had a good car all day long. They've just been...
What are they going to do with audio, right?
I hit road to fix the...
You won't know unless you test the waters,
It's completely my fault. Casey did a good job.
Alright, here's Edwards' interview.
It's completely my fault. Casey did a good job. I just got sucked up into him there off of 4 and tore up the right side a little bit, got loose into 1, and that was it. But that's still bad. Comcast Business came on in a big way, and that's definitely my fault. It's still bad for Casey, too. So we'll get it fixed and hopefully get back out there.
Good.
That's about it. So... Now,
you got me covered.
Yeah. Now to the Xfinity notes on your end.
You mean your thingy or my
No,
thing?
your notes. My notes are done. We're going to commercial next.
How come there is none?
We already did the Xfinity Top 5 and Motorsport in 60.
Oh, okay. Right.
Now we're going to your oral notes. Rookie.
Well, I already told you. It was for the most part. It was... Well, one of the things I wanted to point out is in both times this weekend, I don't know who, I don't know if this is an issue either, bringing up the name, but Rascal Flats?
No, that oral stuff is fine when it's...
Oh, okay.
I'll explain in commercial.
I want it so bad, but we really have to stop making National Anthem our own. You didn't like it at all.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not even the slightest.
I heard it on the radio, actually. I had just missed the beginning, and I had to replay it for the flyby, which was awesome.
Of course it is.
On Saturday, the girl that did the National Anthem, I mean, I admit it takes a lot of guts to get up in front of everybody like that, but it's a very simplistic song, and if you're going to do it, do it. Stop trying to make it your own with all these...
Agreed. It was terrible.
But that was actually one of my notes.
You're a real
because Saturday she was so...
You are a real musical man.
Oh, and
my music
not
teacher would have just laughed at you.
And not to mention the fact that when she was finishing the song up, it wasn't the land of the free, it was the land of the brie. and I couldn't make out if she said the Brie or the Brie, like the Jewish. But it was very clearly Brie, the land of the Brie, and I had to rewind it several times, and even my roommate heard it, and she said, "No, she definitely said Brie." Everything else is alright except for the fact with the ups and the downs and the notes where they just doesn't belong. But beyond that, I mean, it's like I said, I have to apologize a little bit because it's not as easy as I might want it to be. But sing the song. Don't actually. I'm sorry. Let me restate that. Sing the poem because it's not actually a song.
Well, standing up on a stage or a trailer in front of the grandstands at the track alone is nerve-wracking. Like, imagine our track standing at the start-finish line.
The thing is, I don't get scared by things like that.
Excuse me, Devin. These people were supposed to be professionals.
Really?
They do it all the time.
SMI is doing something a Speedway Star across all their tracks.
Well, that's
cool. They do it all the
But
time.
Rascal Flats is
No, yeah,
that's what I mean.
Those
Rascal
guys,
Flats.
Yeah, no more country stars or something like that.
The girl on Saturday might have been a Speedway Star contestant.
Well, that's
you know what I mean.
That's
like,
explainable.
Then, because
okay.
I'm trying to get.
But the professionals should stay with the song, not make it their own.
Right.
I agree with that.
I definitely agree. That's why I brought it up. But enough about that anyway. I saw a lot of slideways going on during the Xfinity race.
It's like a dirt track.
But yeah, why were they having so much trouble with the bump? That new bump that everybody was saying, even the Cup guys were saying it was a new bump. But yet on Sunday, they didn't appear to have any problem with it. Did you notice that too? With the Xfinity guys, they were having a lot of, and it was all over the radios. They were all complaining about it. But then when it came to the Cup guys, they were just right over it like it wasn't. Did the Xfinity guys beat it down or something?
The Cup guys might have just been like, you know what, you guys are realizing it. We can't go out there and make a track bar adjustment to the bump. It's just something they got to go with.
Could that be the difference, though, that the fact that the Sprint Cup could make the track bar adjustments after going over it once, they could adjust
within
it
the car.
Within the car, where the other guys could make an adjustment, but only at the stops.
Next year. They'll have it too next year. I've already read about it.
Probably. Oh, you're going to have? Okay.
See, also, one other thing, what were the temperature differences? Saturday might have been a little bit cooler, causing any moisture in the track to, like, not frost heaves, but, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas Sunday might have been a little hotter, causing the asphalt to be a little bit flatter.
I didn't look. I didn't really check on the temperatures.
Then again, it's Vegas. It's hot all the time.
Not all the time.
Not all the time. But it is hot most of the time.
When I'm there. That year.
Ryan Blaney.
Ryan Blaney. My mom.
Is that Dave Blaney's son?
Yes. Dave Blaney's son.
Maybe your mom should start following him because he is definitely nothing personal against Dave, but he's definitely doing better than
Well, his dad was doing good in the beginning when he was with the 22, and earlier years he was good. Like, I'm not saying Dave Blaney isn't good now, but he just doesn't have the equipment to run in it. Like, if you put Dave Blaney in a Hendrick car or Stuart Haas car, it might take
who was Ryan Blaney running for?
Penske.
Okay.
And then Wood Brothers in the Cup. But I'm saying if you put Dave in a Cup car and like Hendrick or Stewart, it might take him a couple races, but I think he would be able to be competitive. You know what I mean? Like he's not that type of driver that's just lost it completely. He's still competitive, just he hasn't gotten the correct equipment to be able to go out there and have trust that he's able to go wide open in 3 and 4 and not have the car fall apart.
Well, if you noticed in my notes before I congratulated Austin Dillon, I did mention that I was really hoping that Ryan Blaney was going to run him down, but I don't think I don't think there was any catching him.
Yeah, I saw the end of the race, like the blocking. Oh my gosh! And then Ryan Blaney, he's like sideways off turn 4. Luckily the wall was there, caught him.
Well, that's what blew it for him right there too. Was the fact that it was the last lap.
Yeah, turn 4.
He just little too much effort there. He might not have caught him, but that definitely took any chance away.
But at least it showed that he wasn't just kind of like, all right, he's gone.
Yeah, he wasn't giving up.
He was on the floor holding on to it, and of course it showed when you could see the numbers from the flag stand. The right side numbers.
That's pretty much it for my notes.
I have one.
I did really enjoy Kevin Harvick on Saturday in the studio. It's good to have the knowledge. And what we were talking about, I believe it was last week, how you know me, and I don't really want them in the Xfinity Series, he still won the following day. So it didn't affect him being in or out of it. He got to watch, and he got all the stats in front of him, I'm sure. But there's a big difference between reading stats and driving a car. And again, he even did point out that that very day how similar the cars are now. So to me, it's if you're racing a Saturday race, it's kind of almost like getting an edge on the guys who don't. And I think they should definitely. I understand they can't take it away because they need the bigger popularity involved in it, but it should be some limits.
I was going to say,
like maybe so many races a year or something to that extent.
Well, why couldn't NASCAR put limits on their cars? You can only put, for the Cup guys, you can only put this much track bar in. You know what I mean? This way their cars aren't exactly perfect.
Well, then it wouldn't be worth it for the owners to
have them
in there because they can't win.
But still.
I mean, they could, I guess, but if you're
going
to limit their...
It gives them the challenge, is my point, and it makes it so the Cup fans can go, hey, my guy, Kyle Busch, was running in the Xfinity race, or is running in the Xfinity race today, I'm going to go watch him. And it makes it exciting because his car has the limits of you can't be perfect, meaning he's in the pack, slipping and sliding all over the track with these rookies, and the rookies are getting experience going, oh my gosh, I can see the guys left.
What did your mom do? Yep. Last but not least, overall with the whole weekend, NASCAR, and I'll leave it alone after this, I just do not get the Kurt Busch thing. I don't understand. There's not even any charges. Originally, Mr. France had said that he wasn't going to do anything until a court of law made its decision. Then did anyway. And now they won't even give it back to the guy? I'm not understanding that at all. I'm not even a big Kurt Busch fan. I just don't understand it.
Well, I'll move us along from there. Saturday, once again, the track speedway safety got pointed out again. Eric Jones hitting the unprotected wall. Shocker.
Yeah, the tiniest little part of it, too.
Safer barrier, and his headlight was on the edge of the safer barrier.
That was amazing. It is almost like they're magnetically attracted to the solid part of the wall.
It's almost like all the drivers have a meeting. Now listen, you're going to hit the wall. This way we get, obviously not, but you're going to make an even bigger point because now 3 weeks, Kyle Busch's was obviously the one that gave us the big kick. But if Kyle Busch hadn't gotten hurt, would we be having this big debate? You know what I mean? Like,
Ryan Newman and Jeff Gordon have been pushing for it.
No, I know that. But what I'm saying is before Kyle Busch got hurt, it happened. We were like, yeah, they might need to put safer barrier there. And that was the end of it. Now, it's 3 consecutive weeks because
there are actually petitions out there.
Yeah, Kyle Busch got hurt. And then everyone was like, yeah, Kyle Busch got hurt. Then the next week, it's kind of fading. And then Jeff Gordon hits an unprotected wall. Whoop, renew. Alright, kind of fading. Eric Jones hits an unprotected wall. Renew. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, it kind of fades out, maybe letting it sit, and then something happens that it comes back up.
Well, initially the whole thing really started in 2000, 2001 when we lost 4 drivers to cement walls.
Yes, but I don't know. We'll see what the tracks do. I know Martinsville has said that they're all set because their walls are, their inside walls on the straightaways have it already. The corners have them already. The outside walls don't, but they determined that most wrecks are going to spin toward the infield.
So I think that's a foolish move because Kyle Busch's incident was one of those that shouldn't have happened. Jeff Gordon's second race was one of those that shouldn't have happened.
But if you think about it, the speeds at Martinsville are high but slow because they don't...
They can still
I know that.
Pretty hard.
But by the time they get into the corner being full throttle, they're hitting a safer barrier. If you think about it, because it starts on the corners. So really, when midway down the straightaway, if something happens, you're going to hit a safer barrier because the momentum's not just going to nose you into the wall right there. You're going to get pulled along.
And you can guarantee that.
From what I've seen the last couple of years, yes. But I don't know.
I think you need to take a physics class.
I have. Thank you. Other tracks have already said that as soon as they thaw out, they're going to add stuff. Haven't heard anything from NHMS yet. We might want to work on that. But
What do you mean you haven't heard anything from?
like NHMS hasn't said anything as far as track safety yet. Like we might want to actually get on that to be one of the leading news sources up here for track safety. But a lot of things are happening. Okay, so that's going to bring us to our first break. Anything else before we go to break real quick?
Nope, I'm all set.
Okie dokie. So on the other side of the break, we're going to have the points championship results and the final lap, and we will be right back. Welcome back live to the Racing Hotspot Weekend Roundup. Right into the points championship here. The winners for Vegas were as the following. Art had Dale Earnhardt Jr., Trooper had Carl Edwards, I had Matt Kenseth, he had Jeff Gordon, Justin had Jimmy Johnson, Joe had Denny Hamlin, and Kristen had Kevin Harvick. So if we look at the results here, Art got 0, Trooper got 3rd, I got 0, he got 5th, Justin got 0, Art got 8th, and Kristen got 4th and 10th, and because her winner was the actual winner, she got 5 added points. Whoops, already had them open. So here are the standings. I know you guys can't really see it because of the brightness. Art is still leading. Trooper is with 46 points. Trooper's in 2nd, 19 points back. Kristen's in 3rd now, 25 points back. I'm in 4th, 28 points back. Joe is in 5th, 33 points back. Dave is in 6th, 34 points back, and Justin's in 7th, 40 points back. So that is.
Now, if you got 0 and I got 2, how did you advance and I went down?
I didn't advance. I went down. I was in 3rd. Mom leapfrogged us, causing all of us to move back. You moved up. I believe, over.
No, I moved down.
No, because Joe got more than you. So he moved up, you went back, Justin went back with you.
I don't have to run this stuff by Darryl Waltrip.
I'd love to have him I'd love for you to run it by him. Alright, here we go. Final lap. Big kind of weekend. We're introducing more stuff. Supercross, 7 p.m. on Fox Sports 2. They're racing in Indianapolis. IndyCar's off till March 29th. Formula One is returning next Sunday, NBCSN, and I believe I got it right. 4 p.m. I believe.
Where are they?
Australia. The time said it was 1600 start, so that would be 4 p.m. Eastern, I believe.
I believe you're right.
Global Rallycross, it starts their season at the end of May. Can't believe they wait that long.
It's very odd, though, isn't Australia like literally exact opposite on the other side of the world?
Yeah.
So if it's 4 p.m. here, isn't it 4 a.m. in the morning there? Well, granted, it depends on where in Australia because they have some.
See, I looked it up. I looked up
expansion.
I looked 1600 to military time to Eastern time, and it kept coming up 4 p.m.
Well, 1600 is definitely 4 p.m., but is it 1600 there or 1600 here?
I said Eastern time. It said 4 p.m. I don't know because it might be 4 a.m.
And is it live?
What?
Is it live?
Yes. So it might be 4 p.m.
I think it's 1600 their time.
4 a.m. there. So then, never mind. 4 a.m. I was actually looking forward to watching that race. 4 a.m. Not getting up that early on Sunday. Xfinity Series.
Well, it's not going to be exactly 4 a.m. It depends on where in Australia they are, because like the United States, they have a broken time zone too.
Early. Xfinity will race on Saturday, 4 p.m. Know that for sure. They're actually on Fox this week, not Fox Sports 1. Cup Series is Sunday, 3 p.m. on Fox. We'll be watching the race together. Actually, all three of us will be watching the race together. St. Patrick's Day dinner. And then I believe we're filming the show right afterwards, right?
Yeah.
So,
I just think it'd be easier that way.
yeah, so the show next week will be on a Tuesday instead of Wednesday. I think that is it. Oh, and Peter Long is returning next week with Formula One. What?
That was my question.
Yes, he is. My dad talked to him today, and he said that he wanted to.
What does he do, like a Skype thing? Or
Yeah, he wanted a contract renegotiation. He asked
I've
for.
been asking for one of those for 4 years.
He asked for a bag of Starbursts. I'm like, really? That's all? Okay.
I'm not gonna be that simple.
I know, that's why I haven't asked. So, he will be back next week. Hopefully, maybe this year during the summer we can try to get him in here, but I don't think so, because he's all the way over by you. You know what I mean? So it's a little hard to...
Whereabouts is he?
I'm actually not sure. I asked my dad when we go upstairs.
Why couldn't you just ride over with me?
I don't know. Something maybe we can work out, no? But he will be back next week. I'm not sure, depending on how timing-wise goes, the Formula One segment might actually be separate next week, because if you remember correctly, we'd film the show Sunday, and then he would have something, I would have something, so it wouldn't get done till like Wednesday or so. And so I'll try to finagle it maybe to do it on like on Monday.
So is he going to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning?
No, he DVRs it.
What channel is it on?
NBCSN.
Oh, good. So I can do the same.
Yeah. And then
So can you. You have NBC Sports, right?
Yeah, he's had it since...
Yeah, I have, but I think I'm dropping a lot of the sports.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
Why don't...
Huh?
We'll talk off camera.
Yeah, off camera.
And then if I need to, if I miss the Formula One race, I can just go on Dish Anywhere and watch it.
Yes, you can. That's
There you go.
all the way I bought it.
So that will do it for this week's show. Next week, like I said, we have NASCAR, Formula One back with Peter, and Supercross, which I won't be watching because it's on Fox Sports 2. But we'll have the top 3 from both classes. Nothing really going on in racing this week, like during the week, or other than like news-wise that we know of.
And blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
practices and stuff like that.
Trucks aren't back until not this weekend, but the weekend after, right?
2 weeks.
Okay.
Because you have Phoenix, California, and then Martinsville. You remember West Coast swing.
Yeah.
Trying to think of anything going on in the Racing Hotspot. We're working on our live event season right now. Looking like we're coming back in April for Lee. We actually might go a week early and go to Maine. Not sure about that. I still have to run it by my parents. But right now it's definite we're going to Lee again. And then we might be going to Stafford Speedway, which, by the way, I have to talk to you about that. Talk to you about something regarding Stafford Speedway. It's actually pretty cool. I might go to Stafford Speedway, but I found out last night that I'm going to a Yankee game on April 26th, Sunday night. So we have to talk about the show then when we get closer. But that weekend was a Legends car race on Saturday and then a modified race on Sunday. Well, the modified race just got eliminated because I'm going to a Yankee game. So we might still have the Legends car race on Saturday, though.
It'll be a busy weekend.
Yeah, depending on time. But then again, Stafford is by...
When you say you're going to a Yankee game, you're going down to New York for a Yankee game,
Yes.
not coming to Boston. So.
No, they're playing the Mets. Sunday night game. Yeah, pretty fun, actually. I've never been a Yankee
You know what they
Stadium.
call that, right?
New York... I don't even know.
They call it a Subway Series.
Oh, that makes sense. Alright, anyways. Any other words from you?
No, I'm all set. It was a good weekend of racing.
Okay. So until we see each other next week for recapping the race in Phoenix and Australia and Indianapolis, have a good week, everybody, and see you then.
Take it easy.